But yeah, OHL draft too. That's something we got to talk about. Some big news coming out there. Taya Currie becomes the first woman ever to be drafted in the OHL draft. So that's, I mean, unreal. Really, really cool. So she gets drafted 14th round, 267th overall by the Sarnia Sting. She's a goalie, and she plays for Elgin Middlesex, which is like one of the wagon like teams prior to junior, right? So she's definitely made her way up, and I haven't seen anything yet, but like I think it was only in the last couple of years that they made it like allowed to draft girls into the OHL. So at the time, I remember thinking like, oh well, like that's cool, but it'll never happen. So it's cool to see it happen. And it'll be dope if she can make the team and play some games.
Yeah, it's super sweet. Like, I think that's going to be big because NWHL is trying to become a thing, right? With the NHL Women's Hockey League. This could be big and just getting people to just watch it. And that'd be hell of an interesting story to follow through with. Be awesome to have her try and get her on the pod, like you said. Maybe we can get her.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Reach out.
Yeah, and even like women's hockey, it seems to be like they're not quite there yet in terms of the like building an institution that has like a professional league. But man, it's exciting to watch, and I love like I think it's Sportsnet that at the intermissions they're showing highlights from the Canadian. I don't know what the name of the league is called, but it's like a women's tournament going on right now. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, some of these they're dirty. Like
they're like ripping, dude. It's nasty.
Yeah, some of them it's very impressive to see, like, you know, just because we don't get exposed to it all that much in terms of like high level women's hockey. It doesn't really happen a whole lot. I guess the only time that we really see it is I watch it a ton when the Winter Olympics is on, and it's like those games are fun to watch. So I mean, it's also very, like you said before, Mike, it's just one of those things to happen. Like, remember when like it got passed that you could draft like women in the draft, and then we were like, oh yeah, like it's good to see, but you know, when are we gonna see it? Is it gonna be soon? I don't know, probably not. And then to have this happen, like, this is history in the making. So and I mean, what like how old is she?
16.
Yeah, dude, like, can you imagine like being that young and making history like that? Like, that's incredible. So good on her. And she seems like she's like a absolute wall in the net. So I mean,
and she's a goalie, man. That's a tough position to play. Like, that'd be stressful as the parent having a goalie as a kid playing. Like, if my kid ever has like the urge to play goalie, I'm gonna maybe try and talk him into being a center, or not just expensive, but I'd just be sitting there so stressed to be like, don't let this in. Like, I used to play hockey and like house league and everything before, and you'd see these pucks and like it'd be like all the way on the other side of the net and the guy lets it in. You'd be like, come on, put your stick down on the ice, bud.
Yeah. And I mean, I wonder, like, it'd be interesting to ask her. Hopefully we can get a chance to talk to her, but I wonder like at what point do you start playing men's or like boys hockey? And I wonder how many girls there are that aren't goalies, right? Because goalie does feel like a position where you can kind of transition from girls to boys fairly easy, because the rules changes don't really affect you all that much. But I wonder if there are players, like I know Tatum, who we went to school with, like she's an absolute monster. I have no doubt that she would have been able to compete. So it's really fun to see, and hopefully it continues. And hopefully she can get some game time for the Sting next season, or at some point even. But really, really cool to see. She's going to be I think the second or third goalie or woman to ever play in a CHL league. Shannon Sabados, I think, played for I'm just looking, Tri-City Americans in the WHL in 2003. And then Manon Rome, who is the only woman to ever play in the NHL, played in the Q way back in the day. So would be cool. She's the first one ever drafted, so that's awesome. And just got to highlight that because growing the game, baby, and absolutely love to see it. One other thing, I was looking into the OHL draft a bit. The guy that went first overall, his name is Quentin Musty. And now that I say it, like it rings a bell. I feel like I've heard about him before, but just all-time name, dude.
Yeah, wow. That's awesome.
And the guy looks like he's like not 16. He looks like maybe coming up on being an overager or something. Like some dirty
I am 12.
Yeah, that's a hockey name.
Got drafted, but I mean, congratulations.
Yeah, we'll have to get him on too. 100%. And it's been a tough year because a lot of people like Currie, like she wasn't able to play this past year because of COVID. So a lot like this draft, I guess, is a little bit weird because a lot of the players getting drafted haven't really played in close to a year. And so I guess the scouting gets a little bit out of whack that way as well. But it'll be cool to see what these guys can do in the OHL. I mean, I'd say it's the best CHL league and always fun to watch. And yeah, dude, it's gonna be a banger. Some of these kids coming out. I mean, we saw Shane Wright and Bed Guy at the under 18s or whatever it was, just freaking rocking. So
yeah.
So OHL, baby.